What's up, guys? This is Gamer101, and I just want to say that this video is pretty long overdue. I was originally going to upload this a good 2 weeks ago, but I had a copyright strike on my channel that just recently got lifted, and now my 15-minute video time constraint is no more, which this video turned out to be longer than. I'm going to make another video, basically a follow-up to this one, but, sorry, Facebook's going off, but a different version. This is basically just me and my buddy Rob rambling back and forth about speculation, things we would like to see based on the trailer we saw for Metal Gear Online 3. I'm going to make a much more in-depth video by myself. Rob's not going to be in this next one. That's going to be a lot more organized and topic-based, a lot like my Metal Gear Online 3 What It Needs video. If you've seen that, you already know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't, I can throw a link in the description here. But anyway, that's really all I got to say here. So go ahead and subscribe if you want to see the next video. If you're not interested in this one, I understand, because it's mostly rambling. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, what's up, you guys? This is GamerEdge101, and today I got my buddy Rob here, and we are going to do a brief rundown / speculation on the new Metal Gear Online 3 trailer. I've been waiting for this for, what is it, 2 years running now?
Oh god, since the second one was canceled.
Yeah, since longer than that. 4 years, probably. When was it canceled?
Honestly, like 2000.
It was 2012. No, it was 2012 when they canceled it. Because Peace Walker was already out.
Okay, yep, yeah, you're right. Because they had the Peace Walker theme on there for the soundtrack.
And it's almost 2015, so almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Longer than it should have been.
Quite a while. In any case, we're going to do a brief discussion on pretty much things we saw, and we're going to do a little speculation and talk about what we hope for in the game, and basically just what we would like to see in it. I'm going to do a more in-depth video after this one. That's just going to be me. Rob's not going to be involved in that because fuck you, Rob.
Back to the orphanage.
But that's going to be a more in-depth and more controlled video, and the topics are going to be more prevalent, I guess I would say. So, this one's really just me and Rob talking out of fanboyism, but let's just roll with it. First of all, we're going to talk about the character customization, because that's prevalent right in the beginning of the fucking video. So, we noticed right away that there's character customization. I noticed that this is in-engine, it's not like pre-rendered or anything like that, as with everything else that they've shown. But I'm wondering if this means you can change your gear mid-mission or in between matches.
I don't think it's gonna be in-game changes. I think it was just given a quick like you're not limited to one look. It's
right. Also, there is a chance that they're gonna let you change between matches though, or at the beginning of one, because try to remember that they did have something similar to that in MGO2 where you could set certain gear pieces to do
sets to different maps.
Yeah, maybe they'll make that even more, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Extensious? Is that even a word? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
more expanded than
I
what
can
it was.
See that. Like maybe, I mean, this is going to be part of this whole speculation thing, but if there's a night and day version of each map, maybe you could like, I'll have this during the day and I'll wear this during the night cycle.
That would be nice.
Since they're doing the whole real time passage in the single player, so why wouldn't there be a night version, day version of each map?
Right. But that said, if you can change your gear during the middle of a match or during the lobby countdown, then there would be no need for the map setting unless you really feel like it. But
right.
If that's what they're doing, I don't think they would put the maps in, because you can just change your gear like that anyway. Unless, of course, those are presets that you predetermined, because the way it looked to me is if that is pre-game setups, he was going through different sets that he had already put together.
Yeah, like, I don't know, it's like when he was going through the bulky gear sets, like when he first started shifting, he had bulky, like, it looked like heavy body armor kind of settings. And then when it got to the thin, lighter looking armor, the mask at one point didn't change, but what he was wearing did.
Right. Yes, I saw that too. Good point. So, as for that, that's really just kind of what we're thinking is going to be like. Also, I just noticed something. The dude on the Metal Gear, the little mini Metal Gear, is not wearing a mask either.
He's wearing a beret. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's also something I want to bring up briefly. Is we've already gotten a lot of speculation. People are trying to say that your character is going to have to be limited to wearing a mask, but I've already seen two characters in the footage that do not have masks on at all.
Yeah, for some reason people quickly got the interpretation that it's going to be like Peace Walker, where you're using the soldiers that you've recruited, so they're going to have the generic, in Peace Walker it was Mother Base setup, where they had the little patch on their armor and then the generic face mask. They assumed that was how it was going to go down here.
That said, Peace Walker...
But nobody has Diamond Dog emblems on them at all.
I didn't really pay attention to that. No, you're right. You're right, actually, because I just saw a soldier that doesn't have an emblem on it at all.
I didn't notice, but I didn't think Snake had the Diamond Dog either.
No, he had it. He did. Yeah, I saw that. Ocelot had it, too.
Okay.
But that said, Peace Walker didn't even have any iteration of Metal Gear Online. That was just an online edition. It wasn't even MGO. Yeah. So that's a little different. Anyway, moving on, let's go. We're going to talk about the items. We're not going to talk about weapons at all in this video. I'll actually cover that a little bit myself whenever I make the next video. But for now, we're going to talk about mostly items we saw. I do want to talk about the Metal Gear, but I'll get there when we get there. First of all, I want to talk about the little, the plushie. Yeah. The thing is so adorable. That's actually all I really want to say about it.
I mean, the dude was like hypnotized by it. He was like, "Oh, it's a little puppy."
It was adorable.
Snake's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, pretty much.
And then he gets blasted.
And then he got blasted. Yeah.
That's not plushy.
I do want to note that the iDroid, I saw it on a couple of characters. I didn't see it on all of them, but I think that depending on what you're wearing, it may be a visual aspect, or that, for all I know, that might just be customization.
Yeah, that might come like with a certain like chest piece or waist piece or something for just looks, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Also, e-locators, those are back.
Oh yeah, dude, of course. That's going to piss a lot of people off, but
it also depends. E-locator, I actually didn't see very many people using e-locks.
It was like a modified version too. It wasn't like the one from Metal Gear Online 2.
Right.
Metal Gear Online 2 would ping out their entire body. This one just put like that little orange marker over their head.
Right, it just tagged them.
You know a rough location of where they are, but you can't see them.
Right, and honestly, I think that's actually a little more balanced, but we're not really going to talk about balance here because that's a little irrelevant at the moment, because we got footage, but it was heavily scripted, and it was made for cinematic purposes to show off what it can be like.
Yeah. It's the same way it's always been.
Mm-hmm. The other item, I don't know whether to call this a weapon or an item, to be completely honest with you, but the Fulton launcher that was basically like a proximity mine.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be like an equipment dash weapon.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious as to how that works. My current guess would be it works like Peace Walker, where you basically just get a kill for doing that.
Yeah. Another thing somebody said was, I was reading that somebody thought that the whole Fulton during the end-game would be kind of like you could recover a ticket or whatever. Like if
that
you a live person.
That actually would be a good idea. The reason I say that, I say it would be pointless just to add a kill, because why not just have claymores or something of similar nature? Why would you even put that in the game if it didn't do something different than a claymore?
Yeah, it's gonna have a special something, some kind of award for using it, I guess.
I mean, Peace Walker gave you a kill for it, but that was Peace Walker. Peace Walker was scaled down to such a high degree.
Yeah, Peace Walker. We don't talk about that.
Peace Walker wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't like top tier.
The multiplayer could have been about
yeah, exactly. As for items, I don't really think they showed anything else, did they?
There was stealth camouflage.
Oh,
two dudes using that shit.
I almost forgot about that. Also, the quiet simulator thingy.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to how that's going to work. I think my current...
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. My current theory about that is you have to have a teammate alive to use it, because the way that looked to me is when Snake used it, he teleported to his teammate. Mm-hmm. And his teammate might have to have another piece to that. So it might be a two-piece equipment where two people have to use One's like an entry, one's like an exit. And
Okay.
that's just my guess, because whenever he did use it, I noticed that his teammate was in the background, and it looked like he was doing kind of similar movements to what Snake was doing.
Right. Well, what I was thinking is go back to Metal Gear Solid 2, where Ocelot had the box that would deflect bullets, missiles, and like kill grenades on contact with the field so they wouldn't explode.
Right.
And then he turns it off on Fortune. But Fortune had that ability in her, and she starts deflecting shit.
Mm-hmm.
What if this is like Ocelot starting the research for that technology? Like, he discovers Quiet, who can do all this shit. So he starts making, he has the R&D of Diamond Dogs start making, like, I don't know, some kind of, like, suit or a box that can make the user invisible.
Right. Also, I was looking at the footage just now, and I just rewatched that part where Snake teleported. Yeah, his teammate had involvement in that. No doubt about that. So that was a two-player thing there.
Well, if it's going to be a two-player thing, that's going to be a little tricky, because if you go into a lobby without...
You have to have somebody who's willing to cooperate with it.
Yeah, that...
Unless it's kind of like a thing where one person will use the item and it'll tell everyone on their team that they need to press a button or do something like this. Or, I don't know. Again, that's just a thought. But
well, I was going to say, if that was the case, there would have been a call-out or something in the trailer.
Right. So, I don't know. It's hard to say, really.
I think it's going to be like a single use.
I think it's probably going to be like a sender and a retriever kind of piece thing.
Because when
two people...
He put something on the ground,
mm-hmm.
and then it started making like that flare, like burning effect on the ground. Like, you see all the black soot shit like getting swirled around.
Right.
And that stayed there when he teleported, or walked around or whatever.
Uh-huh. Either way, we don't know much about it, but it does definitely look like it's a two-player thing. Multiplayer thing, however you want to put it, but it's going to take more than one person to make it work to its fullest, most likely. That's just my guess, though.
Right.
Well, for now, let's go ahead and move on to game modes. Particularly what we hope for. And what this appeared to be was more like a plant the bomb kind of thing, but honestly, there was no clear incentive to that. Like, I have no idea what it was.
I don't know, that could have been, I'm not saying that, Metal Gear Solid, the Phantom Pain's going to be more serious, so they're going to change things. But that could have been like the capture mission.
Actually, I think you might be right about that, because...
there was like a briefcase or something on the table, and Snake like eyes it.
I think that blue dot... Yeah, his teammate picks that up. That is like capture mission. Never mind. Yeah, his teammate picks that up, and that blue dot thing is above the teammate's head.
Yeah.
So that is a capture mission kind of thing. Probably works a little differently, all things considered, but...
Right.
That's essentially what this looks to be.
That reminds me of the old sneak mission from Metal Gear Online 1. Because in that, Snake has to infiltrate something, steal an object, and get out. Now it looks like it's doing that, but Snake has a team.
Okay. So, but I guess that is just essentially a capture mission, but a sneak with a sneak variant, if you will. But this didn't look like he was team sneaking to me.
No, not at all.
Unless, of course, we're completely missing something, but I don't think so. I noticed one dude looked like he was kind of invisible, though. Yeah,
there's two of them. The one, the two guy, Snake, and the other guy, when they went up the hill, the guy in front of Snake was invisible.
Yeah.
And when Snake looks across, the guy who gets up over there was invisible, too, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I wonder how that's going to work, then.
Then that leads me to think either in this game mode, the stealth camouflage is an optional item for you to take.
If I had to take a guess, maybe it only works temporarily.
That's what I'm thinking. But if that's the case, if everybody has the option for stealth camouflage, Team Sneak, is that going to be like taken away from a certain team so they can't use it? And make the other team have it more permanently?
I would hope so. That said, I kind of doubt it, because a visual cue in MGO2 was the knife in the hand. And if they're in the shadows, from what I can tell, there isn't a visual cue anymore, because there's no knife in anybody's hands anymore.
Right.
So
the knife only gets used when you execute somebody.
Right. So the knife doesn't appear to be a physical item anymore, but I would like to be wrong about that, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
That's fine with me. I mean, whatever doesn't give me away.
Right. But that's why I also think, for a balance point, they would need to make it temporary or less useful.
And a thing I noticed when they were rushing the base or the point of interest, none of them actually had, like, the people inside had machine guns and all that, but the people going in had pistols, except for the two who rushed the gate who actually had assault rifles.
I saw one dude with a sniper rifle on his back, the dude in the ghillie suit.
Okay, yeah.
So
I was thinking maybe that game mode restricts certain weapons for certain teams, but then again, I just recalled that when the guy was shifting through his sets, one of the dudes that he had shifted through had a light machine gun on his back.
Yes, that is true. So again, it's really hard to say because they didn't really give us much to go on here. That said, sneaking mission, team sneaking, I want those like now. Okay, anyway,
Right.
Onward. Onward. This one's going to be very brief. I just want to express my distraught. I really hope that they're not going to go with a matchmaking priority like most games do these days. I want them to retain that Metal Gear Online 2, and I'm pretty sure it was in MGO 1, you said that,
Yeah.
where the custom servers were the priority. Matchmaking was a side thing. In fact, it had its own separate... It was a separate entity from the custom servers, so no one really ever used them.
And it makes you wonder, are they going to have lobbies again? Like, the Mei Ling lobby, the Johnny lobby, the Meryl lobby.
Right. That actually doesn't bother me too much, whether it is there or not, because if anything, all that really did was, honestly, it separated people a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it all going to be crowded on one server now, or is it going to have, like, a lobby, so it's less stressful?
Right. I would like there to be kind of like a lobby system the way they did it before, but closer to the way it was ending up towards the end, where there's not so many different variants.
Right.
But still some way to filter it a little bit and still see how many people how many lobbies are open and all this kind of stuff.
And even though this was like a gameplay trailer, well, okay, so yeah, it's a trailer. Of course, you're gonna have one gameplay that's online, but it was almost just like the original MGO trailer.
Right.
Because when that came out, it focused on Snake leading troops against Ocelot with troops and Rykov with troops. And they kind of brought that back with Big Boss and Ocelot again, which was awesome.
Which was awesome.
Oh yeah, another thing, I've already seen people complaining about the mini gear that you can pilot, saying that that's going to take away from the game, and
my
kill
god,
streaks now and all that. I'm like, it's not necessarily a kill streak because in MGO2, the more you played in a game and the better you did, you accumulate points and you could buy better gear. So I see this being like the top, and like Team Deathmatch, this is going to be like the top thing you can buy with your points.
That or it spawns in like a vehicle. I would be a little more against that.
Yeah. Because it's going to be a race to get that.
That said, maybe it also depends on the game mode, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't going to find that fucking thing in Team Snake.
Yeah, I would doubt it.
Is it would turn invisible and just fucking start walking over people. Just like that.
So, I don't really think there's much more we can say about that because we kind of steered away from the lobbies and matchmaking to make that point, but
right.
Oh well. There's not much more we can say about the lobbies and matchmaking besides the fact that
we're gonna have to wait for that. That's gonna be farther down the road.
Yeah, I want to see text chat. I mean, I'm just saying that's a big deal for me.
I see this. Well, then again, that is understandable because if you're playing on PS4, a lot of people will probably be in like parties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if they're in a party lobby chat, how are they going to communicate with their team?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
It has USB ports on the PlayStation 4, so why can't I plug my keyboard in there and use it in game? MGO2 did that, and I did that to my PS3 all the damn time.
MGO1 did that as well. They had the text chat there too.
See what I mean? I want it.
Peace Walker didn't.
Peace Walker sure as hell didn't. But then again, Peace Walker was not great.
Peace Walker had shitty preset. God, just no.
It was all preset. That's what I'm against. Also.
Oh yeah.
Well, preset in the sense that you can't change anything.
Right. They did kind of have call-outs Like
Yeah.
they did in MGS2 where there's an enemy over here, or be
You mean
careful or
MGO2?
take cover.
You said MGS2.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh.
But, oh well. I know what you
Well,
meant, though.
you get my point.
They had that, but they didn't have any actual chat.
Right.
I mean, you had your mic chat, but I'm pretty sure that was actually only on the PS4 or PS3 version.
What? The mic chat?
Yeah. Because you couldn't use Peace Walkers online without that ad hoc party thing.
Right, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in-game, there was no voice chat on the PSP. But once it got transferred over, yeah.
Yeah. I've never, like I said, I never played Peace Walker off the PSP with other people because the whole ADOC thing was just...
Yeah, it was annoying.
It was pretty lame.
It was pretty lame. Wasn't great. I mean, it was better than not being able to do it at all, but meh.
And
oh well.
I don't... Going back to, like, items, like, I know we were planning to talk about this, but possible skill system, like, it didn't look like there was a skill thing. It looked like everybody was even ground.
Yeah, you've got a point there. That said, again, the trailer was heavily scripted, so
Right.
there's no way to tell for sure until they actually start talking about it.
Like, right. Like, when the snake and the one guy go up the left hill, he grabs the dude and, like, chokes him out, and he's, like, instantly down. And the other dude on the other side, like, throws him, and that guy was instantly down.
Mm-hmm. That also might just mean CQC is not a skill anymore and everybody has it.
Right, okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's going to be an actual skill system or not.
Right. I really hope so because that was kind of... That really helped customization and differentiation.
Mm-hmm.
So... Also, if there's not, that would kind of give a little less incentive to kind of grind and play and stuff like that.
Right. I didn't grind play Metal Gear Online anyway. I just played that to troll people.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
You can attest to that.
I know. You know, you can go screw yourself. But, yeah.
That's about it.
That's about it. Alright, well, I'll make a more in-depth video, more scripted, less rambling.
More rambling. More rambling.
All more rambling. It'll probably be up either later today or probably tomorrow, depending on how I feel. But it'll be up today or tomorrow. So, yeah, that's about it. Any other points you want to throw out before we close this off? Brief points.
Now.
Brief points.
I want it to come out now.
Okay.
I want it now.
I want it now.
What about the possible confirmed release date on his shirt?
I'm still not sure about that.
Oh, the Swedish.
All the Swedish. It's in Swedish. It must be true. Anyway.
That was actually part of the reason. You know, when the campaign first...
I know. Just stop. I know. Just stop. Alright, well, I don't think there's much more we can really say about this without rambling, so that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, if you guys like the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you like the content I'm uploading, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later.